Hey guys, welcome back to CHRiS's Toy Box. Today we are looking at a new Marvel Legends figure, Dark Wolverine. I know this is probably a shock to a lot of you guys who do watch me because I'm usually reviewing DC Universe Classics, but the other day I was in Toys R Us and I saw about 12 of these guys on the shelf and I was like, I don't know who Dark Wolverine is other than like Logan's son, and that he's got bone claws, not adamantium, and he wears a brown and dark burnt ochre colored costume similar to Wolverine a long time ago, and he has this weird tribal tattoo on his arm. That's about all I know about the guys, and I was like, you know what, there'll be plenty of these guys here because no one's going to buy this guy because he just looks too damn weird. And then I go in there today and this is the last one left, so I'm like, well, maybe he is a popular character. So I picked it up. Now, like the other Marvel Legends figures that Hasbro's doing, he comes in a really nice box. He's got some nice comic book style artwork of the character here in the background. And it's also part of the Build-A-Figure collection where you build Arnim Zola. It includes the left arm. And you see it says, Build-A-Figure at the top here. The Return of Marvel Legends, as the other ones say. Ages 4 and up, which, you know, most of the guys who buy these toys are probably about 15 years and older. Well into their 40s or 50s, like me, but I'm not that old, not yet at least. The back of the box has a really nice shot of Dark Wolverine in a, I'm going to assume Canada setting. There's some snow-covered pine trees and snow, and he's leaping towards you with his claws. Foreshortening, good foreshortening there in the picture. The other figures in this line include the Wrecking Crew, Captain America, the Drax figure, so I think that's what that is, right? Yeah, Drax, and Phantom X, who I have, Marvel's Madams, I don't know anything about those ladies, and then the big-time Spider-Man costume. There's also a Future Foundation variant. These things also include the Tales of Arnim Zola, Part 1 of 6, which are these little fold-out pieces of paper with, you know, some history or some little backstory about some character that's somehow connected to Arnim Zola. I usually just toss them out because I really don't give a damn. It's just extra paper. Collect all 7 figures. The thing to note about these Marvel Legends figures, usually you only have to buy the first 6 on the back of the box to Build-A-Figure. The 7th figure is optional, doesn't come with any extra pieces. Look on the front of the box again, you can see there's some comic book panels back here with the Wrecking Crew, Phantom X, and Drax at the bottom down there. Let's say that we start opening this guy up and see how cool he actually looks. As you can see, Wolverine, or Dark Wolverine, sorry, comes in the same standard plastic blister that all the other Marvel Legends figures come in. There is actually nothing in the back of it holding him in place, so you don't have to fight with any twist ties or paper ties or those weird plastic rubber band things that aren't really rubber bands, so to speak. But yeah, same usual figure packaging. You just, you know, pop him out of here. You can damage anything in the process. Get him out of there. And he's very lightweight. Actually, he's not as heavy as the Phantom X and Hope Summers character. I don't know if they use a lighter plastic or what, but he is still is cool. Let's check out his paint apps and whatnot. Okay, so out of the package, Dark Wolverine is really cool looking. At first, I wasn't really a fan of him because it just wasn't Logan, and for years I wanted this color costume Wolverine in my collection, and every time I found him somewhere, he was just too expensive for my taste, at least. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, awesome. On the back of the box, when I bought Phantom X, I was like, yeah, cool. I need that Wolverine. I haven't seen the masked version in stores anywhere, but this will do for now. I mean, if I find the one with the mask, I'm going to buy it regardless because it's Wolverine, and it's the brown and orange or brown and yellow ochre costume. One thing I have to mention, one of my friends who knows more about the character than I do told me that Dark Wolverine actually has 3 claws like Logan, but his 3rd claw supposed to be down here under his wrist area, but as you can see in the toy, there's nothing there. He also has bone claws like the original Wolverine before he became part of the Weapon X program and got the adamantium bonded to his bones, whatever. But it's still a cool figure. the paint apps are really nice. I mean, like the brown, it's not just a solid brown. There's some black wash in there to define the muscles. There's also the yellowish orange color here. There's some darker orange color as well. So it brings up the muscle tone as well. His left arm has this cool tribal tattoo going all the way down to the base of the forearm. He's got this cool black mohawk. His belt here is red, but it's a dull red, and there's a gold colored buckle there. And the belt itself is not molded onto the character. It's actually pretty loose. It just kind of rests there on the waist, but you can't take it off. But you know, it's there for posability, I guess. The character's mask, since he's not wearing it, there's actually a molded mask on the back of the top part of his costume, but it's not attached to him. It's actually just loose. It's just resting on his shoulders here. It's really cool. I mean, it would have been cool if there was a removable mask, but I'm pretty sure that'd be hard to do with the hard plastic mohawk here. The claws themselves are a soft, rubbery plastic, kind of like the capes from the DC Universe figures and the scarf from the Hope Summers character. Yeah, and sometimes he will fall like the current Marvel Legends figures that Hasbro is putting out. But I mean, he's still a really, really, really cool figure. I mean, you see this guy, definitely pick him up. I mean, like if history proves anything, Wolverine toys, especially these 6-inch scale figures, they're always hard to come by. I guess because Wolverine's just a popular character. And I'm guessing Dark Wolverine here is no exception to the rule. Now, for articulation on Dark Wolverine, you can move his head up and down, just like Hope Summers and Phantom X. You can rotate his head all the way around. The little molded mask doesn't really get in the way until you get around to the back and the bottom of the mohawk catches, but it will go all the way around. You can swivel his shoulders. I don't know, weird ball joint there. Part of the sleeves of his costume kind of covers up his shoulder a little bit. You can rotate the bicep. He's got a double jointed elbow, so you can get some pretty good poses out of that because it bends really nice. The forearm rotates, the wrists rotate as well. Same thing, he has an ab crunch like most figures do these days. It's got this nice clicking sound, so it's going to lock in place. Same thing with the other arm. Same articulation on the other arm and the elbow. He has waist articulation, and I like the fact that the belt is there because when you turn him, that belt is going to cover up what otherwise would leave like this big open space above the crotch area. Unlike some of the DC Universe figures where there's just this weird, empty space there. He's got these ball joints in his hips, which you can not really move like the other Marvel Legends figures, so that's a bit of a problem. But you can rotate his thigh, and he has the same double joint in his knee that he has in his elbows, so you can get some really good range as far as poses go. He also has an ankle pivot, which is really cool. I mean, it feels kind of loose, like it's gonna break off, but I mean it's pretty sturdy. And you can bend him at the ankles, kind of stiff at first, and then you can flip his toe area up and down. But yeah, overall, this figure it's got a nice amount of articulation, not as much as the classic Marvel Legends figures from Toy Biz, but I mean these are okay, and I'm okay with what they're doing with these because we're seeing characters that we didn't get to see when Toy Biz had the line, and that makes me happy because I'm hoping that I actually get a 6-inch scale Rocket Raccoon from the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, obviously he wouldn't be 6 inches. He might be like 4 inches, maybe 3, to be in scale with the other figures like Drax. Because I figure if they've got Drax out there, then they have to make an actual Rocket Raccoon with, articulation and posability. And I'm only saying that because I love that character. I mean, that's one of my favorite Marvel characters next to Howard the Duck and Spider-Man. But yeah, I mean, good articulation in this guy. Alright, size comparison time. As you can see, Dark Wolverine is in perfect scale with other Marvel Legends figures from Hasbro, like Hope Summers here, so they're in the same 6-inch scale. And they're also in perfect scale with older Marvel Legends figures from Toy Biz, like Captain Britain here, which is a gift from my friend Ryan years and years ago, when this is another one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. So they're a little bit smaller than the Matty Collector Mattel Voltron action figure. Not the actual lions you can combine, but there's an actual Voltron figure. It's pretty cool, actually. He's about maybe 8-9 inches tall. But yeah, I mean, it's a really nice toy. I say really too much, but I mean, I can't stress how cool this thing really is. I did not, initially want it because of the missing mask, but I think he's going to look pretty cool when I put him next to the other characters on the shelf, like, my Toy Biz Archangel, just Angel, and Magneto, and Gambit, and Blade. He's going to look really cool next to all those guys. So if you see these in your local Toys R Us, they are about $5 more at Toys R Us than they are at Walmart and Target, for whatever weird reason. But it was the only place in town that I've seen them, and I figured, why the hell not? Might as well pick them up. I'm going to buy them regardless, because I love that color scheme for Wolverine's costume. So yeah, if you see the guy, pick him up. I mean, he's a fantastic figure. I have absolutely no complaints about him now that I see them out of the box, like most of the toys that I buy. So yeah, I mean, I'm overall pleased with the guy. I want to thank you guys for checking out my videos once again, and hopefully over time they just, eventually they'll get better when I get more equipment and I start finding all of my old recording stuff, like my microphones and all the software I used to use before. But I mean, thank you guys for watching anyway. I'm going to try to bring you the coolest reviews I can possibly bring you of the coolest figures I can find, or start doing some retro reviews of toys that I've had for years and I've never seen anyone talk about them online. So just keep watching. You never know what's going to turn up. And thanks again, and this has been Chris, and I will see you guys next time. Later.